Hey guys, it is Sarah here again, back at my studio. Um, just want to say really quick, welcome back and thank you and hello to my new subscribers. Um, it's been, I think it's been about a month now, maybe a little bit over a month since my last video, which was my interview with John Mouse, and I know a lot of you are here because of that. So if you're watching, welcome back. Today, and full transparency, I have like this cystic acne flare up right now, so there is a band-aid on my face, but we're gonna ignore that for the video. Today I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of the same stuff that I talked about last time, honestly. So we talked about, like authenticity in the face of finitude, with John and like being thrown towards death. So that was very eye-opening, very kind of just, it was really cool. I will talk about that for a second, actually, the interview itself. It was really cool talking to John. I'm very grateful he gave me that platform, or shared my platform with me, I should say, as especially as like a smaller artist. But very grateful for like the positive feedback from that, because it's been a goal of mine for quite some time, and I'm really, really grateful that he allowed me to kind of, he joined and shared with me in that. So it was still very grateful. It gave me a lot to think about. Not that I wasn't already thinking about it before, but it's always a continuation, evolution. But yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of things. Just a lot of things. The hard problem of consciousness is one of them. Like, why does anything exist at all? Why is there something rather than nothing? That's always been something that's going to stump people as long as there's people alive to think about it. And really, like, just also, why have things devolved? Like, why have things like, I mean, I guess that's just the default state of entropy, right? Because like everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Like, at least in the beginning there was a beginning. But it seems like I'm thinking back in like 2016, like things just seemed, even like 10 years ago, 2016, rent was so cheap, food prices were like decent. Gas was, I could fill, I mean, I didn't have a car then, but like you could fill up a car for like half as much as you could now. It was actually easy to get a job. People could apply for jobs and be like you get a call back like a week later, or like at least they tell you if you got the job or not. You're not just gonna be like led on by like these companies, you know what I mean? They want like your mother's maiden name and like everything else. They want so much, you know what I mean? They want like the login to your Wi-Fi password and shit, but then they don't give you a call back. And I just think that is like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then you have all of like the climate crisis we're going through right now. Like, I don't know if a lot of you guys know like how bad things are right now, but like it's, the Earth's temperature is unstable. Like, it's going to keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter until we all fucking die. Running your AC is not gonna like do it at that point. It's not gonna fix it at that point. Because all these AI data centers are building, and like the animal agriculture, like industry itself is just killing and cooking the planet. It's cooking the planet. It's totally unethical. Anyone who supports it and still uses it, you are part of the problem. I hate to say that. Unless you can give me like a really good solid reason why what you're doing with AI is cathartic to the human condition, I don't want to hear it, because if you're contributing to entropy, and if that is the default state of the universe, don't contribute to like the downfall of society. I don't know if it's inevitable. Why contribute to it? Why, like, wouldn't you want to like And again, it's not to like blasphemize like the beatific vision. That's not what I'm saying at all. I know we can't have it on earth as it is in heaven. That's not what I'm saying. But again, with our conditions, make it a little bit more livable instead of making it a little like less livable. That's just my 2 cents. um I don't think anyone wants to die right now. I mean, like, that's the uncertainty about mortality, right? Like, this roof could cave in right now and I could just die on camera. Terrifying if true. But also, I think most people with the life expectancy in the US and most developed countries in the West right now is about 80, like, my grandma passed at 89. So like 70s, 80s, and we still were privileged to get that. That's why they say respect your elders, because old age is a privilege. Not everyone gets to old age. You could die tomorrow. That's the thing. Any of us could go at any fucking time and we just walk around like everything's normal. We're alive and we're not always gonna fucking be. And that's just a fact. One day you will die and you'll be lucky if anyone ever remember that you lived. So live, but also use your gift of life for good and to help others. Um, and don't take it for granted. Don't ever take any second of your fucking life for granted. That's for damn sure. Do something productive. Make the art. Like, do something good for, not just your soul, but like helping the greater of humanity. Give a gift to the world while you can. But again, like I said, that's why we should be respectful to our elders, because they earn the privilege of old age. Some people die very young. Some people die like before they even get a chance to live, which is incredibly sad. Um, and it's like you just never know. So like if, I feel like we, especially in the West, we tend to lock our elders up in fucking like old people homes, which like sometimes, yes, like assisted living is necessary for elderly people, which is why it's really good and important to keep your body in as good shape as you can, to hopefully, it's called morbidity compression. You're compressing the amount of your life that is like in, incapacitation or like in suffering. You're trying to compress that into a small window toward the end of your life in old age versus having a bunch of chronic illnesses and autoimmune issues throughout the span of your lifetime, which will impact your health and your overall health span, which is correlation in with your life. It correlates with your lifespan. So, with those things in mind, all the people that made it to like their 80s and stuff, maybe they're not all good people, but for those of like them that have gotten to that point, and I'm not saying respect all elders, like I'm not talking about Mitch McConnell or some shit over here. I'm talking about like um just your everyday average person who's won the ticket of good fortune to end up making it that long, you know what I mean? And not a lot of people do. You're not guaranteed that. You're not even guaranteed tomorrow. So with that in mind, um, yeah, I just feel like a lot of people take things for granted. I feel like a lot of people uh they just don't think, we need to take life more seriously, but we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. You're not making it out of this shit alive anyway, dude. That's just the hard fucking truth. Um, the hardest pill you'll ever have to swallow, and it gets a little bit harder every day because it gets closer, right? But it's like, I just feel we just have it all backwards. Like like I was talking about the elder abuse. There's a lot of elder abuse that goes on in like these homes where they're supposed to be helping elderly people, right? And like we need more death doulas. We need more people that are really compassionate about like hospice care, end of life care. I don't feel like we have that. Um, I don't feel like we have that. I don't feel like we have a reasonable amount of people who are willing to put themselves last, and the first shall be last. We don't have a lot of people willing to do that, and that goes along with what John and I were talking about in my last episode, if you will, that I put up, of whatever this channel has become, of like, theosis and sacrifice and, really having compassion for your fellow humanity. That's something that I don't feel like a lot of people like are willing to do, and especially not now. We're in this self gratification, like, just it's just fucked, dude. And I hate to be like, I'm not a misanthrope because I don't hate humanity, but it's like I hate the propaganda machine that's convincing people that their lives aren't important, that they can't make a difference, that they have no intrinsic value, and for people thinking their lives don't matter just because they do. And people that are like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna die, I might as well do whatever the hell I want because I'm not making that. No, that's not it, dude. That's not the way to go. It's okay, what can I do with my life to improve the quality of life of others around me, and also to make a difference while I'm here. It's not even about, like, what you it's about what you put out into the world. You know that song, it's like, it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you, it's what you leave behind when you're gone. That's the whole thing. And like, I'm not trying to go anytime soon because I have my own gift of life that I'm trying to bring forth while I'm here. But you don't really have a choice because that's the uncertainty, right? So it's like you just have to make the most of every single day of your life because that's all that there is, that's all that you know. And one day it will be the last day, which sucks. I'm having some current health issues right now, but I'm still trying to keep my head up. Like I said, morbidity compression, compressing that last little bit of like real hardship of your life and health problems into a small window. Um, and I used to be kind of like a nihilist about this kind of thing and be like, okay, like when people say like life is a gift, but it truly is. Like they say, like your life is a gift, and I would get depressed and go, if we're all just gonna fucking die, then like, is it even a gift? But like, that's like I was talking about with John too. The gift of like finitude and being thrown towards death, it is a gift because it makes everything have this eternal consequence, as he said. Um, and for better or worse, we should always keep that in mind. Not even in the back of your mind, keep it in the forefront every fucking day that you live. Because it's important. It's really important. And sorry, 1 second, guys. Yeah, all of our actions have consequences, and it's like the finitude has a weight to it, and I guess that's what he was trying to say. So yeah, your actions have eternal consequences. Sorry, I'm like super focused. I'm also, yeah, I am also a little bit anxious because I might be, well, I'm not even gonna say it because I always talk about like believing in the power of words, like what you say is important. So I'm using that as well right now. The power of life and death is in your tongue, and that means the words you speak have power to them. And so with that, I was going to say that I'm a little bit anxious about the future of my art studio, but I'm actually not, because I'm not going to manifest that into the world. I'm going to keep my art studio and everything's going to be fine, and I'm not going to stress about it. Yeah, inshallah, if God wills it, then yeah. But I don't know. I'm trying to be really positive about things. I'm trying to be more like, I don't know. I think about, like I said, I think about like that nostalgia of like, and everything's transient, everything's always changing. That is just the state of the world and life. But like, I'm thinking about like how things were like in like 2016, 2014 even. I'm thinking about back when like, maybe it's just like, okay, Sarah, you're a millennial, get the fuck together and stop reminiscing. But I can't help but think about how like things were genuinely better. Now I see dead animals in the road all the time, people killing them. Like that goes back to my first couple videos I made talking about this. And it just hasn't gotten better. If anything, I just see it get worse and worse. And it's like, come on, dude, do better, do fucking better. We can't make this place perfect, but like we have to do something to make it worth living in while we're here. Um, like I go around and like I give people like I think I've talked about this before, like little kindness cards that I give people, like, hey, this is for you. Um, God loves you and has a plan for you, even if you don't believe in God. I hope you have a great day. You're beautiful. Bye. Or like giving a random stranger like, like a compliment on the street, or like, I walked past some guy the other day and I was just like, hey, you're under arrest. He's like, why? And I'm like, for being too swag, or like for having too much style. Like I try to bring people joy because that's really all you can do. Um, and yeah, like we have to use our lives as productively and creatively as possible. I hope you guys understand that. A lot of people are upset about the conditions that we're in, and they're like, oh, fuck this. I'm just gonna totally, just say fuck the world, fuck life. I don't adhere to that. I don't think that we should do that. I think we should be doing as much good as humanly freaking possible. That's We were here to be good stewards, and if you're not living up to that, which we all fall short, but if you're not trying, then what are you doing? And again, I'm not perfect either, and I'm not judging you guys in general who are like watching this. This is not me saying like, oh, like you guys aren't doing enough, because I don't know who's watching this. You guys are probably cool, but it's just like in general, it makes me really sad. Um, but not in the way that I'm like despairing about it. I'm just like, I know we can do better. I think about the kids that are growing up nowadays in the world, and I'm like, okay, it's just it's not looking too good. I remember growing up and playing out in like the dirt and stuff with like bugs and animals and stuff when I was a little girl, and I'm thinking like, man, I really I don't see that many kids doing that. Or like if they do, like I see all these terrible, and like not to be like a doomer, because I'm not a doomer, but sorry, there's a random man walking by. Um, but like not to be a doomer, but like I don't see like okay, I don't see that many kids playing outside, and I have seen a lot of stories, really sad stories about like kids using like turtles as like footballs, or like kids like just like torturing animals on TikTok. Like it's become like a whole like subgenre apparently. It just makes me sick. Like I don't know. There was like these two geese in the road the other day in front of like my sister's development that got like hit by somebody, and it's like, slow the fuck down. That's what my first video was about. Why you should slow down. Well, that's exactly why, dude. Um and and yeah, I wish people had more compassion. I wish people really had more compassion. And yeah, it's just very unfortunate. I wish that more parents would educate their kids on wildlife and like you know what I mean? Like wildlife, and also like just the natural world. I volunteer like a couple days like out of the month at this like nature preserve, and it's they have ambassador animals. It's really cool. And the animals kind of like are supposed to be there to like teach kids like at the summer camps and stuff, like, hey, this is a native species, or this is like an invasive species that we keep here, to tell people why they shouldn't release pets out in the wild. But they're mostly like turtles and snakes and stuff. They're really cool. I love those animals. Um, and the people that work there are very nice too. But I'm just a volunteer because I love animals. But I wish more people would, why don't we have like, why is that not mandatory? Like, why don't we like have like, we had home ec and stuff. Why don't we have like, I know they have like those like people that go around like that sometimes at the reptile shows, and they'll like come to schools and try to educate kids and stuff. But like we need to have that like at schools for kids as like a mandatory like class they have to take, like wildlife education or like animal skills 101. I don't know, just like don't fucking abuse animals, because it's just like, what are you doing? And we need more like nature preserves rather than like, I don't know, we need more nature preserves rather than data centers, maybe. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I but my goal, I am trying to stay alive so I can help spread some joy to people. And yeah, I'm going to my friend's house tomorrow to play pool. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to my friend's house tomorrow to play pool because anything could happen. But my goal tomorrow is to go to my friend's house, play some pool. I have a doctor's appointment next week. And gonna try to keep my art studio. If anyone wants to donate to my art studio to help me keep it open, I have been a long time business owner for about a year and a few months now. Unfortunately, I had a gig that was supposed to be pretty high paying that was unfortunately postponed. So I am currently short a little bit on my next month's rent. I'm not self-promoting and I don't expect people to give me free handouts, but I will put my Cash App in the description just so in case you guys feel obligated to donate to a small business owner, which I am at right now, my art studio. I love this place. I would be devastated if I lost it. I'll put my Cash App below if you guys feel compelled to donate, but again, no pressure, and I just support you guys watching and thank you guys for being here. If you've gotten this far, thanks. And yeah, I'm not trying to like spread like, oh, I hate the world and blah blah blah. It's just like, yeah, there's a lot going on, man. I feel like everyone can make a difference. So I hope that we can make a difference. And even if it's just in someone's day, it doesn't even have to be like in a world scale, because when you change someone's day in a good way, you kind of do change the world. Inspiring people, it's really important. After this, I'm about to go hand out some kindness cards that I've talked about, and maybe get like a vegan cheeseburger. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one at home. Probably do that. But yeah, it's not so bad, guys. Keep your heads up. Keep trying. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and I don't hear anyone singing yet. So keep it positive. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one.